Hi, welcome back to the Beginner's Crochet Cowl video series. Today's stitch is the V stitch, and we're just continuing working on in this little sample, and we're using the 4mm hook. The V stitch is basically 2 double crochets worked into the same stitch, but in order to keep the sort of symmetry to the piece, we need to have a double crochet at each end to give you sort of like an anchor to place your V's in between. So we're just going to turn our work here and put a double crochet in this first stitch. So yarn over, pull through 2 and pull through 2. So that's our first double crochet. We then will miss this stitch and we're going to do 2 double crochets in the next stitch. That's the first and the second. So you can see the two little stitches like a V sitting together in the one stitch. You can see they're both sitting in there. So we're going to skip this stitch and then work into the next stitch. So that's 2 double crochet. Let's get myself some yarn here. Again, skip the next stitch and then 2 double crochet in here. Yarn over it, 2 double crochet in here. Skip the next stitch and we will just put 1 double crochet at the end. So what your rows will look like is you'll start off with your chain 2 and 1 double crochet, skip a stitch, then the V stitch, which is 2 double crochet together, skip a stitch, V stitch, skip a stitch, V stitch, skip a stitch, V stitch, skip a stitch, and a double crochet in your last stitch. And we will chain 2 to get your turning chain height. Turn your work and again start off with your kind of, you might imagine it like a rungs of a ladder or the side bits of a ladder. So you've got the double crochet at the end, and rather than skipping a stitch, what we're actually going to do is we're going to work the V stitch in between these 2 stitches. So you put your yarn over, you've got 2 loops on your hook, insert your yarn just right between the stitches, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then just do your second double crochet in the same place. So now you will start to see this stitch in the row below starts to look more like a V because these 2 are pushing it out. So you've got your double crochet and then your V stitch. So if we work a V stitch into the next stitch here, 1, 2, yep, another V, and 2 into the next V stitch. So you're stacking the V stitches on top of each other. Oops, sorry, didn't get all the yarn there. So again, you're just working right between them. It's not through the top of the stitch, it's literally just between the 2 posts. So double crochet and the second double crochet. And again, we're working in between this chain and double crochet at the end here to give you your straight line at the edge. Okay, so that is how we work the V stitch. See you next time.